What if One Piece characters were Pokemon? Today I'm going to share my thoughts on which Pokemon I think best look like the original 7 Warlords. Whether it be design or maybe an ability they share, just anything that I think represents them. Before we get started, I'm interested to know who you guys think best represents the Warlords. Let me know in the comments below. First up we have Crocodile, who is the possessor of the Tsunonomi, also known as the Sand fruit. And this one's pretty straightforward. He's a crocodile, he's in the sand. What better one to go with other than Crocodile? In order to find that one, I had to hunt for a Sandile in Scarlet and Violet. And they're a little hard to see because their little heads are sticking out of the sand, but eventually I did find the little yellow boy and evolved him all the way up to Crocodile, and there we go. This one I think best represents Crocodile. Next up we're going to go with Hancock, who possesses the Nomi fruit, which is basically like the Medusa powers. Couldn't really think of a great Pokemon that would represent Hancock very well, so eventually I went with Ekans and Arbok because they're both snakes, and Hancock represents a snake, and her theme is like a purple colour, and Arbok is purple. So, again, I went to the expansion in Scarlet and Violet, and hunted for an Ekans that I could evolve into an Arbok. Third on the list is Mihawk, who doesn't actually have a devil fruit, and he has like a Dracula theme to him, and I couldn't think of a Dracula Pokemon, but he has the big black sword, and I think King Gambit best represents that, because he's got a massive sword on his head, so I went off and hunted for a Bishop to evolve into a King Gambit. So, we're at the halfway point now, and I figured now's the best time to talk about Jinbei. He's a fishman, and he's got this blue colour to him. He was the hardest one I could think of a Pokemon that best represented him. I decided with the way his teeth are sticking out and his big fuzzy hair on the back, it looked a little bit like a Walrein's head. So, I went with Walrein, hunted that one down to get it in purple, and there we go. Jinbei is crossed off the list. Third last is Kuma, and he has the Pawpaw fruit, and I thought the best Pokemon that goes with the Pawpaw fruit would be Hariyama because of its giant hands. But then I thought to myself, Kuma's like a cyborg, so I went with the cyborg Hariyama. I went with iron hands. So I loaded up my girlfriend's version of Violet, went to where all the Paradox mons were, and found myself a nice silver iron hands. Before we get into the final two, I just want to mention that I do hunt all these Pokemon live on Twitch, so if you got any free time and you like the videos, please give me a follow over there. Second to last is Moria. I thought he's sort of like a shadowy guy. He has the shadow fruit, and I was going to go with like a Mimikyu because he hides in the shadows, or a Gengar because he is the shadows, but with his big mouth and just his big form he had, I reckon it looks perfect as a Golbat. So for this one, I went into Legends Arceus, found myself a nice green alpha Golbat, which I reckon makes sense because of the big form of Moria. And lastly, we have Doflamingo, my personal favourite character in all of One Piece. And he's pink, he dresses like a flamingo, his character design is Doflamingo, so who better to go for than Flamingo? And found him in the swamp where there's a lot of Clodsires, and there we go. That rounds out the list of the Pokemon I think best represent the Warlords from One Piece. If you agree with my selections, or maybe you don't agree with my selections, let me know in the comments below which ones you would have done better. If not, please give me a subscribe and a like, and I'll see you in the next one.